Alright, more SpongeBob. There is a big delay between parts, which I know is becoming a trend in this playthrough and a lot of other playthroughs. But I have somewhat of an excuse for that. I had headphone issues, and I finally fixed it. It wasn't even my headphone, it was a headphone jack. But whatever, it's fixed. So, yeah.
I was going to ask you what that was about, because I know you've had that issue for quite a while.
Yeah, okay, so I brought this up, and I think DK64, if you didn't see that, I've had like a really fiddly headphone jack for a long time. This whole time I thought it was my headphones. I would have to like twist it in a specific way as if it's rabbit ears for an old TV to get it working. Turns out it was a headphone jack itself, so I just fixed it by getting a USB to headphone jack adapter, and it's completely fine now, which is a lot cheaper than just getting new headphones, so I'm actually happy about that.
That's good.
Anyway, this is the second tier of the hub. I will clear out the hub before I get to any level, but for now, yeah.
Awesome. I am here.
Yep, you are. That's like the one sock in the game I think is like too obscure. Like, why would you ever think to hit the statue to get the sock?
I'm getting like blue coin vibes.
Yeah, again, that's the one time where I think it actually is like too annoying with that. Other than that, I think the socks are actually very well hidden in a fair way, I mean.
It's a pretty little hub, though.
Yeah, I really like the hub in this game. Cosmic Shake has a hub, too, which is cool, because I miss hub worlds and 3D platformers, and it has, like, a lot of secrets and stuff to do, and I like that. But I don't like the hub as much, because it's a lot more empty. Like, things are very spread out in that hub. They give you some seahorses to ride around, which is cool, it helps, but I would still much prefer a more confined hub, and that's what this is. I like this hub a lot. Now to harass senior citizens. This is Shady Shoals. It's the retirement home in the show.
It's actually funny that you mentioned that because I've been playing that Breathing Sea mod on Hat in Time, and kind of has that in certain sections of the game where like the main levels you go to are like little hub areas, and then like you go to each section of the level. Like you have like this lava cake section, and then like there's this mushroom forest.
For those who don't know what he's talking about, you should play it. It's a really cool mod for Hat in Time. It's made by, I think his name is Wordy. He's a pretty well-known modder now, and that's one of his earlier mods. It's really cool. It's kind of like Wind Waker, where you explore a bunch of islands, except in the context of a 3D platformer. And you have these really cool water abilities to use. Like you can run underwater, you can shoot yourself forward. It's fun. I recommend it, but yeah, it does have some issues. It's one of his earlier mods, so that would be why.
We haven't played Hat in Time in a while. We need to play more of that.
Yeah, I've recommended it to both of you like a long time ago, and finally one of you is playing it.
We're getting unconfirmed reports that the robot menace is emanating from the chum bucket.
That's a very spiffy looking fish, by the way.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just watching this.
Yeah.
It's like watching a cartoon.
Yeah, it's very faithful. Retirement home girls gone wild. Okay. This is one of those cases where I'm like, this game is not as polished as it could be. Plankton is under the floorboards.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed this in my first playthrough. They load in the model for the cutscene. I guess they just have it play somewhere where the player isn't supposed to see it. Ignore my assaulting of old people. But no, you can see it, and it's distracting to me. Yeah, if you break everything, you get a sock, like in Squidward's house.
Just a random sock on the table.
Yeah,
it happens.
Don't worry about it.
It's a big sock.
Oh, so you changed the channel by hitting it.
Yep. It's a nice detail. So yeah, throughout the game, you'll get these little short news broadcasts that slowly point towards Plankton being the culprit behind this. Which, I mean, yeah, the beginning of the game reveals that very obviously, but this, I guess, it's just Bikini Bottom slowly figuring it out. And I love this. They have the dried up or dehydrated SpongeBob from Tea at the Tree Dome, where he visited Sandy without any water. I love this. And if you look outside the door, you can see Patrick leaning in on the glass looking through. And I'm pretty sure it's a reference to also Tea at the Tree Dome, where he's giving SpongeBob advice in real time, like, pinkies up, to, you know, look fancy.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love this game.
Very faithful.
Though, that door is massive. It's not supposed to be that big.
Freaking me out, though.
Yeah, it's a little freaky. Yeah, it's a little freaky. Yep.
Oh, there he is.
Also, you can just see the void outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, they apply this really intense fog effect. I've actually used free cam in here, and yeah, if you move the camera out, it is just intense fog all throughout Bikini Bottom.
Okay.
And I don't know why, because, like, it's just glass. You can see through glass. The original didn't do that. I don't know why this does. I think the visuals in this game are mostly really good and just straight upgrades from the original, but there's a few isolated cases where I'm like, nah, that was a weird choice.
It's not just
Alright, also, yeah, that's a void right there.
Yeah.
The original was like that too. I don't think they expect you to get up there, but you can do it very easily. There's not really a lot to the police station. It's really just this machine that shows you all the robots you fought. Short little descriptions, like, I guess, the trophies and Smash Bros. It's cool. I like it, but it's the only purpose this serves.
Okay.
So, I will never go in here again. I miss when the hammer had real ham.
Tartar.
They got the wireframe for some of them.
Yeah, because those are robots I haven't seen yet. There's just two identical pictures of Bikini Bottom on the left and right side there.
You need a more diverse decor, right? It's
Yeah.
quite hard to get that, though.
Yeah.
Bottom of the sea.
Yeah, put more SpongeBob memes around like you do with every other building in this
Well,
game.
I mean, you gotta figure, right? They gotta wait for stuff to drop down to the ocean to have, like, some real, like, kind of like monuments and stuff, right? You know,
They can
stuff
get
is
Literally how
David Hasselhoff
literally
to
how
hook him up with some more stuff.
literally how SpongeBob got his house.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, even if you look at, like, the Krusty Krab, it looks like a crab trap.
Yeah. Okay, this is a whole different session, as you can tell from the remote play together pop-up. Why is he doing that?
I don't know.
He's very happy.
Again, as a reminder, Mermaid Man is not voiced by the original voice actor Ernest Borgnine. He's voiced by Joe White, the same guy that does Mr. Krabs in this game.
Standing in your awesome presence gives me the chills of justice. See? I've got goosebumps on my goosebumps on my
You don't have goosebumps, SpongeBob. You're a sponge.
Just tell us what you want.
Well, I really want a new
He might
pair
have
of
hair.
sunglasses.
You don't know that.
Patrick sat on my old ones,
He has
but-
eyelashes, so he's capable of growing some kind of hair.
Oh, if he has mold on him, he's definitely growing hair.
Yeah, actually.
Hair on a sponge. No thanks.
What would SpongeBob taste like?
Probably like a sponge.
Yeah, probably is.
I don't know what
I
sponge
can't.
tastes like,
I
though.
can't say I've ever tried sponge.
Right.
I don't care for it.
Are we talking sea sponges or dish sponges?
Both.
Okay. I've never had either.
Oh, it's a fine delicacy, as you know. Only the
Do
most
people eat
rich
sea
people.
sponges?
Yeah.
I don't really know much about sea sponges. Honestly, for a long time I thought they were just plants. Apparently no, they're
I'm
animals.
looking this up.
I didn't even know that sea sponges were a real thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
real.
Oh,
Yeah. SpongeBob himself is more so based off a dish sponge, even if he is a real sea sponge, at least in the context of the show. But yeah, sea sponges are real. If you look at SpongeBob's parents, they're more brown and round shaped. That's closer to the way actual sea sponges look.
So, and then SpongeBob just looks like a dish sponge because reasons.
Cartoon joke.
Yeah.
That's it. Like there's gag potential with making him a dish
there's a
sponge.
sponge
So.
right there.
Yeah.
All right, what this? Now that you say that, is that alive?
For the record,
not think about it,
people don't eat sea sponges, so that's not a delicacy.
Let's not think about it
Okay.
because that was a very,
Alright.
very, yeah, gory.
You know, maybe that actually just is a dish sponge, unlike SpongeBob himself. Or maybe it's a dried up corpse of a sea sponge. Because it does look like it's SpongeBob in the SpongeBob movie when he dries up under the lamp, he turns into a dish sponge. So maybe that is a dried up sea sponge corpse.
This is getting increasingly disturbing by the second. This is getting...
If only he had the tear of the Goofy Goober.
Or
This
tears
is a
of
sock I
pain,
used. Your brain is so Zelda poisoned right now. That like tear is just a normal
It's so
word.
close to release, man. I can't wait.
That's a sock I forget a lot because it's kind of out of the way.
With our luck,
It is.
Dylan, this is gonna get released after Tears of the Kingdom comes out.
Oh, I know. You guys are waiting for Pikmin 4.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I'm so excited for Pikmin
Yes.
4. Alright, before we talk about that, I have a bone to pick with Purple Lamp here. This is the invisible boatmobile, but they screwed it up because it loses collision once it goes away.
What?
That's not how it works. The original, you can just stand on it even when it's invisible still. Ugh. They ruined it!
Soiled it.
Soiled it! Soiled it! I made that exact joke in my Rehydrated video.
This is the first thing that came to mind. It's just funny.
Soiled it! Soiled
I'm not
it!
even that big of a SpongeBob fan. It's one of my favorite like lines from the show.
I question our friendship every day because of it.
Don't worry, Brennan. Well, don't worry, Dylan. I'm on weaker ground on that.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how I've
I
made it this
secretly
far.
resent you. I secretly resent you.
And then there's, Happy Leaf Erickson Day. How could you forget?
I literally have that marked in my calendar, and I message all my friends who like SpongeBob. Hinga dinga durgan.
Yeah, I've already been briefed by the geriatric duo.
Geriatric duo. I like that name.
To get updated with the Murmelair computer.
Oh yeah, I should probably talk about the level. Murmelair. This is a place in the actual show. It is not nearly as dangerous as this, but it's basically the Batcave, but for Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
Oh, that's easy. In episode 27, the Murmelair.
I love SpongeBob's encyclopedic knowledge of these two old men. Oh, by the way, this thing serves literally no purpose. It is impossible to get Patrick here. Yeah, that was in the original game, and I guess they just felt compelled to keep it for the remake.
I appreciate that, though.
This game weirdly does that a couple times, where there's just things that went unused that they kept. Like, as an example, in SpongeBob's house, out of bounds, there was a shelf just floating out behind the wall somewhere. They kept it in Rehydrated for some reason. I don't know
Just
why.
watching TV like everywhere.
Yep.
Okay.
This is honestly, this would be really cool to watch TV here, though.
The sound like would probably be jacked though. Probably have a
Yeah.
terrible echo.
No, I want the
You
echo.
want the echo?
Yeah, it adds to the
No.
experience in the
Have
atmosphere.
you been to like a gymnasium, man, where it's just awful?
I tend to explode. That's a stupid joke, but I like it.
Yeah, you gotta imagine if you heard a really loud sound come through the TV and it echoed back to your ears, that would probably hurt so much.
Well, Mermaid Man is basically deaf as it is. I think he's
Yeah, I
fine.
guess that's true.
So when you actually think about the science of it, like that would be a really bad place to watch TV.
At least Plankton isn't under that one.
Yeah,
That is a very large melon.
It's a throw fruit. Okay, so I didn't bring this up earlier, but SpongeBob has a new ability now called the Bubble Bowl. Not at all related to the Bubble Bowl from Band Geeks, but you can basically throw a bubble like a bowling ball, and it's a fun move. But the problem with it Rehydrated is, you see all those rocks scattered around? You see where I'm going with this? If you try bubble bowling over one of those rocks, it'll completely mess up the trajectory and it'll just fly away. The original game, the rocks just didn't have collision, so that wasn't an issue.
Oh.
And yeah, I wish they didn't give them collision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because whoever modeled it in the 3D modeling program, they, 3D.
I think it might have been intentional because they, you know, it's more realistic, right? Like when you see SpongeBob walk over a rock, you want him to walk over it, not through it. But it messes with the gameplay, so it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Listen up. There are 8 cylinders over there. If you throw some
Alright, so this is often seen as one of the hardest parts in the game.
turn all 8 cylinders around
It's incredibly easy if you know what you're doing. Because, like, it's one of those puzzles where you hit a thing and it changes the things around it and you have to make them all face the same direction.
Okay.
Yeah, but literally just hit it in order.
Okay.
Do exactly what I'm doing and that's it. Yeah. But yeah, my first time doing this, I didn't know that, so I was here for like 5 minutes. Which isn't a lot, I guess, but it's a lot more than what I'm doing here.
Trying to get all of them to face the center.
Yeah.
I see.
And you just do that by hitting them in order.
Oh, really?
Just one more, yeah.
Oh.
See? Done.
Okay.
Well,
I can see that, like you
Yeah,
said, I can
it's-
see that being confusing though. Like,
Yeah, if you don't know that you can do that, yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Ah, well done. Now
he just watched you do it and he's like, wow.
what do you need all that power for? Why my
Foot
foot
bath?
bath, of course. Here, have a
Yep.
golden spatula.
Why does everyone have a golden spatula?
You can say that about any 3D platformer ever, dude. Why does everyone in Banjo-Kazooie have a Jiggy but also don't know what a Jiggy is, so they always call it something like a gold trinket or
Right.
whatever.
why has no one heard of a jigsaw puzzle in this world?
I appreciate that that bus is able to just fly through the
Yeah.
water.
It's a
You
very
ever
responsive bus.
imagine? You ever imagine Banjo-Kazooie ever have a crisis like that though? Just like they don't get why nobody understands that they're jigsaw pieces.
There's nothing like the smell of
jiggies.
bubbles in the morning.
I don't think they think too deeply about it.
Probably not.
It's hard to know what side you're supposed to hit. And the first time I hit that side, it just didn't register. The original game had that issue too.
I don't know, man.
Look how
I
terrifying
know, I like his
SpongeBob
like
is.
flailing arms.
The movie, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the rocks. The movie game had a more exaggerated freak out animation. I kind of miss it.
Yep.
This is a cool level.
I do like the height that you get with this. Like going up the tower type deal.
Yeah.
I like that.
I also like the song here. It's not one of my favorite levels in the game. I'd say it's honestly kind of mid-tier compared to the rest of the levels, but I like it. It's fun. I like Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, so I like this. I just wish they got the real Ernest Borgnine for Mermaid Man.
Yeah.
You know. I was so happy when they got Clancy Brown to voice Mr. Krabs in Cosmic Shake.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
It's better
I
than
miss-
imitation crabs.
Yeah. I'm assuming they're not going to do that again, because that's like the biggest complaint against both the original Battle for Bikini Bottom and this. And there's actually a bunch of SpongeBob games that had imitation crabs. Joe White came back to voice Mr. Krabs in Truth or Square on Wii, Xbox 360, and I think it was on PSP. And Super Sponge and the PlayStation 1 had a different imitation crabs that sounded worse. Oh, end of part.
Wow. That's quick.
Yep.
See y'all
The next part is even shorter, so less
Oh my.
pain for the viewers.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.